What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, the town of Woodgarden, with our Let's Play Season 6, Episode number 14, I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. I lose track every season. Yeah. So, here we are. I've cleared out a bit of the downtown area here on the island. And I wanted to work on one little project today. And basically, we used to have this 4-lane road carrying traffic all the way through the city. And I've just gutted some of that out so that it kind of dead ends here. You can still get to the tip of the island over there, but let's drop in Central Park. So I actually moved some stuff around. Deleted a bunch of stuff that I had dropped in just to get the monuments. And Central Park was one of those things. I had it over here. I moved the aquarium and the police and fire stations out for now because I wanted to kind of clear this spot right here for Central Park, but I want to kind of fill this in and make it look even bigger. So we're going to connect these streets so that there's access to get through the park. We can't quite come up from here, but that is okay. So what I wanted to do was not necessarily zone any of this stuff, but let's actually call this big area a park, and let's fill out some of the trees and kind of make it look like it's even larger than the default Central Park building. So we will break out our park painting tool. And let's do this. We will go with the small size, and I'm going to trace basically, snap to the roads that surround our Central Park. And we're going to make an even bigger version of it here. So there we go. And now we can just fill in the rest of this so that it is designated as a park. And let's name it accordingly. So this is our Central Park. Didn't mean to delete that C. I could have saved myself one click. So there we go. We have a Central Park. We've got, though, some gaps here. So if we break out our landscaping tools, and the second tree over is the alder, and if we place one of them, you'll see that these are the same trees as those in the actual Central Park object. So I'm going to increase my brush size. This is going to be, what, right on the D-pad. We can even go a little larger if we wanted, and just use this to quickly fill in some of that area. It doesn't do the best job at really filling in the space, though, as densely as the Central Park object itself. So we'll do that to start, and then we will fill it in with some individual trees. Fill in some of those gaps. And just make it look like a really lush wooded area that kind of surrounds the Central Park object itself. And it should blend in really nicely with the trees that are already in there, and it gives it a much larger look and presence on the map. And then what we can do is break out the actual park tools and turn this into a park with some other stuff going on outside of that area. So I'm just kind of filling in where there's large gaps, trying not to do it in rows or anything like that, so that it looks a little bit more sporadic. And every tree you plant basically has a slight variation, so it'll change to slightly smaller, slightly larger trees. But I think that gives us a pretty good start, so let's take a look at that. So that blends in really nicely. I didn't do this part down here. Never mind, I take it back. We're not done. We're not done. We're still going. It's still good. My only complaint on... well, okay, it's not my only complaint. I complain about a lot of stuff. One of my complaints with the Xbox version is that texture load that you get, the shadows kind of popping in as you fly by the park. But from back here, looks like a pretty good Central Park object. Let's hit play. Now we do have, we've defined this as a park area, so let's connect some paths Let's see if we can also get a small main gate. Where can we do some of these? So I want to connect to about that path right there. So we can do that to charge admission to the park and get people that want to come in from that side to actually connect into there. And they can walk from that path into there. Let's do another one. Let's see if we can get this symmetrical on the other side. We'll go right about there. That one click down. I feel like that's one click down. Let's see what that looks like if we move it up one. To right there. And then back into our park tools. And we'll just connect this right up. It's a little bit of a bend. That's okay. Now, I don't expect this to be the biggest money maker, but that will at least allow our park to level up. And we could add in other things in these areas. Now, these park objects need to snap to either a path, or they can snap just fine to the street. So keep that in mind. If we wanted to do something like, let's see, let's do a cafe on either side of the Central Park Road. And then, hey, when you're eating lunch, sometimes on your break, you need to go to the restroom too. So let's add one of those on either side. And that park will slowly but surely level up. We've unlocked all the park objects, though, already at Park Garden over here, which desperately needs a rename. And I'm going to do that soon. It's time to rename some districts and some major objects after some of you, so stay tuned for that. But this is, I think, a good start for our Central Park. We're charging a little bit of admission if you want to cut through. That's totally fine. But I think it's got a good look, and it really takes a nice slice out of that island to bring some life in there. I'm not 100% sure about this thin row of apartment buildings kind of on the edge of the hill there. Maybe we get rid of that. Maybe we do something else with that, but that's a good start for dropping our Central Park object back in. Let's talk futures and project planning here. So right now, this industry area over here, this is the ore, and this one's going to see a major rebuild in an upcoming episode, because this is where I slapped in all the factories and get these giant warehouses. Chirpwick's over here for no good reason, but we'll move that when we find a spot for it. This road was kind of a necessity because I needed people that were living here or on the island to be able to come over to here. So we have that road, and I think we're going to redo that or put a heavy traffic ban on that and force trucks to use the highway. So this exit over here brings traffic through a toll, of course. And there's a T intersection that can dump you into that part of town, but you can also follow this tunnel, which comes out over here and carries you into this part of the city, the Butler District. But it also has this exit ramp over here. And this is a two-way highway. And previously I had this buried in the ground, but I kind of liked this little beltway look kind of on the cliff edge here. And then that connects to this bridge, which brings the traffic up into this zone. So I think we could definitely get rid of this, or at least put a heavy traffic ban on it. It is delivering people to the prison, which is right next to our top tourist spot. That'll get moved for sure. I think I showed that in the previous episode, though. We have all these people just streaming in over here, and they're all going to the metro, so that is nice. But I'm going to do some bite-sized episodes here. So this one's going to be a quick one, and we're going to do basically tackle a project every single day. Today was all about Central Park. Next episode, let's see what we haven't built in yet. So I want to do a casino build probably over here. So we'll move the casino at some point in the luxury hotel and do some stuff with this half of the island. Just a small little area, nothing too crazy, because we can't build off to the back half of it. I want it to kind of blend in naturally. But I thought it would be fun to throw the casino over here, do some ferry routes. Maybe not even have any kind of road access over there. I should probably, before we go, move our fire station, because that was covering down here at the end of the street. So let's see where we can get this in. I think we can get the police station in right next to it. Let's pause. Let's see what we can do here. Can we get it in right next to it? We can. That's perfect. And now let's come in and D-zone just a couple little bits of this. So I don't think we need that office right there on that corner. And that one. And then let's see here. We don't need one moving in right there. Or right there. So the rest of this is all fine though. Maybe in the next episode we can finish off this tip of this island and slowly start chipping away kind of at all the different projects that we have here. We've got to clean up this highway exit, make this a little bit easier, a little bit more accessible, maybe even a little bit more visible. It might be nice to have a couple bridges coming across the water. Right now we've got this one that is bringing prisoners and workers over so they can work in the ore industry. And then we've got a footbridge and a bicycle bridge. You can see the footbridge is almost completely unused. I did have the old guy with the cane. This guy right here. Can you see him? Did he just get on a bike? Where did he go? Let me see. It's this guy. Where is he? This guy. This guy loves to trot across the bridge. He's not hopping on a bike. What? As I say that, there he is on a bike. So I guess we can get rid of this footbridge. It's a pretty long walk, and it's very underutilized. So, as you can see, we're not disrupting any pedestrians to do this. But a surprising number of people are taking the bike bridge. So maybe we'll do a couple more of those, kind of where we have major highway crossings, or at least in between them, to encourage some people to come over on bike. We'll do some ferry lines and things like that. But I think in the next episode, I want to finish this part of this island. And over here we've got no commercial specialization. We do have Green Cities residents and IT cluster. So I thought maybe it would be fun to do maybe tourism and leisure on the second half of this island. So a little bit of a tourism block here near Central Park. And then down here we could do something like leisure. But that's a good spot to break for today. I'm going to keep cranking out these daily industry videos. But at this point, they're going to be a little on the smaller side. We're going to tackle one project every day. So today was about Central Park. Next episode will be about extending this plateau out, most likely, and doing some tourism and commercial specialization out here. So stay tuned for that. And then there's lots of other ideas and little things we can improve along the way. But I figure we could rebuild the city just bit by bit. Now that we've hit the milestones that we want, we've unlocked all the buildings, the factories, the monuments, now we can really kind of make this its own city. Now we can kind of start to redesign and redevelop some of these areas that are just a little bit just kind of cobbled together to do things like leveling up industry and so on. So stay tuned for that. If you did enjoy this video, likes, comments, and shares all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. If you're new here, subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord if you want to get involved in the discussion. And until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.